So Revelations 6 and 7. And when he had opened up the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And a power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakadash. Double honor to all the elders and apostles of GMS. Peace and shalom to the Falak, and I'm pushing the truth for the honesty and sincerity. Shalom. And I did a video yesterday, titling, "What if this was it, man?" And since then, like another snow flurry came in last night, and more snow came on the ground. I've been looking at Facebook throughout the day, and people power is popping on, people power is popping off. People are having power troubles in other neighboring cities such as Austin, San Antonio, even in other states like Louisiana. I got some family members that are saying that their power is off, popping on and off. No water, no heat. People not being able to use their foods. And what if this was on go for a while, man? I'm listening to actually on this is the Ice Age Farmer, a video that I picked up from the elder Ashar, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, from GMS Charlotte. And he's going into a red alert over food supply chain, man. Okay. Then brothers was posting pictures of Walmart throwing away tons of meat, man. Not just Walmart, but other stores throwing away tons of meat because the power was out in these stores, man. Okay. Now, whether this is Esau with his heart machine, or the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai just casting judgment, either way, man, it's of the Lord's doing. So this video is kind of interesting, man. A few things that I noticed that's been mentioned here: the rolling blackouts, and the fact that Walmarts are closing at an irregular time, and that they have a map or app to where you can call and locate, or you can look up and see if that particular Walmart is available so that you can go in and get food. All right. Now, what if they were to come there? What if they were to start saying, okay, yes, this Walmart is open near you. You can come here and get food. But what if do you have a vaccine? Do you have that? Do you have Maxine Waters? What happens if they were to do that? All right. So we're just going to watch this video. I slipped up and said the word, but maybe they won't do me too bad on this one. If they do, it is what it is. It'll be my first strike on this channel. But yeah, man, let's listen to this video play, because we're in those times, man. Okay, we're in serious times. We don't know how long this ice event could last. It could blow over, but it could be the beginning of harsh judgment coming, man. All right, so we're just gonna watch this video play, and Lord willing, that this lesson's edifying.
Situation in Texas, and now more broadly, is a dynamic one, with some calling what's going on a humanitarian crisis in light of the fact that there are millions of people that don't have power or heating or any means of cooking their food, or water in many cases. Municipal water supplies have pipes bursting, and so people are getting text messages that they need to boil their water. There's a boil water advisory, and if you don't have power with an electric range, you can't do that. So it's you can see there's a cascading series of failures that is getting out of hand here. And I want to bring your attention particularly to this article. The Texas Agricultural Commissioner has issued a red alert regarding agriculture and our food supply chain in Texas, saying that farmers and ranchers are being affected by this interruption into electrical supply and to natural gas. We're unable to draw water to water our animals. We're not able to keep our animals warm. And this is really devastating for feed, livestock, and agricultural products. Not to mention the oil and gas wells that are frozen up. So lots of stuff to talk about. I'm Christian, and this is the Ice Age Farmer broadcast. And of course, ERCOT has put out warnings today that the blackouts will continue for an indeterminate amount of time. It will be days at least until people have full electricity back, but then they go on to say, we're not really sure how long it's going to take. What we're trying to avoid is a full collapse of the grid, which would take even longer to repair. They said, actually, quote, an uncontrolled blackout would leave Texans without power for an indeterminate amount of time, maybe a month. It's a little concerning to see them even acknowledging the possibility that if things get worse or if they can't transfer things. In fact, I also read down here that although we've been adding generators to the supply, trying to get generation up, because consumption is through the roof, these generators are breaking down, and we haven't been maintaining our grid as well as we'd like. So if generation keeps falling offline, and we're already seeing them starting to pull power from other parts of the country, which we didn't think that was supposed to happen, right? Texas grid is separate from the rest of the U.S., but you see these reports from, for example, in North Dakota, their grid is going down. Here, a cattle rancher in North Dakota saying, yeah, they say our grid is overloaded. It's never happened before. Here again is another cattle rancher in Nebraska who says our power is getting shut down. This means our overhead doors don't operate. Our security and fire system doesn't work. It's freezing outside. What are we supposed to do? Again, cattle ranchers need power to keep their operations running. And then again, here from Keith Nystrom in South Dakota, who says, thanks a lot, guys. You've shuffled the power to go south, and they've shut down the grain elevators here. We're not critical infrastructure. That means I, as a farmer, have no way to get my product to market, which means I lose my income. And that means that livestock producers, ranchers, don't have grains to buy. So our food supply really is shutting down to a halt right now. And so it's, there are other states that have been affected by the winter storm. Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, you've seen reports of the grid going down and blackouts, but to see them extending all the way up into the plains is a crazy thing. All right, so now let's go to this warning from the Texas Agricultural Commissioner, who says this is a red alert situation. Texas Ag Commissioner Sid Miller issued a dire warning Tuesday about the statewide impact of the winter storm on agriculture and the food supply chain. He says farmers and ranchers across the state are seeing devastating effects from the cold weather on their livestock, on their feed availability, and on agricultural products. As your commissioner, I am issuing a red alert regarding agriculture and our food supply chain here in the state of Texas. I'm getting calls from farmers and ranchers across the state reporting that the interruptions in both electricity and natural gas are having a devastating effect on their operations. In just one example, dairy operators are dumping $8 million worth of milk down the drains every day. Right? Remember this happening last year during the pandemic. Well, it's happening now on a grand scale across Texas and everywhere these blackouts are taking place. Because the plants that process the milk don't have power. Grocery stores are already unable to get shipments of dairy products. And even more broadly, store shelves are empty beyond that.
Yeah, when I went to Walmart the last few days, the stores were completely done, man. We're completely done. And again, man, what if this was it, man? All right, what if this was it? This is and we always go into this. Man. Second address. All right, we've been going into this for the last few weeks, man, because we tell you that this has been jumping off the page. So this is second address. 15:1. Behold, speak thou unto the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. And they are faithful and true, man. All right, we've been telling you that judgment has been coming for a long time, man. Let me see, man. And man, look, man, it's beautiful, man. Let me see here. This is second Ezra 15 and 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with the plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. And we all know that this is spiritual Egypt by now, man. All right, Babylon the Great, man. All right, Assyria, Nineveh, rolled into one, man. All right, and Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another people with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their power shall stand in their and the course of their in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So, man, what if this was to last for like a week with no power? All right, it's been a few hours, like 2 days, and people are on edge, man. All right, that's gonna, man. Look, you're gonna start doing whatever it is you got to do, man. You can't eat. Your family, you can't heat up your food. Your family and kids are hungry and shit and cold. What are you going to do? You're gonna either take to the streets and do it, get your shit yourself, or Easy Esau Edom's gonna roll in with the solution for you, and it won't be good. A shelter or a center or some shit like that, man. And they don't tell them what the hell you gonna go on in there.
We are looking at a food supply chain problem like we've never seen before, even with COVID. Okay, it's getting even worse. In fact, one other aspect of this supply chain that I thought was interesting was Walmart closing hundreds of stores, including those all the way from Oregon to Florida. So it seems like even more broadly than just the immediate effects of the storm. 628 stores closed. But what I thought was interesting was they actually created this this application where you can go and check on the status of your local Walmart to see if it's open or not. So this is, it's a great idea. It's a nifty little thing. But it is also a demarcation point. We are now to the point where you need to go find out from Walmart when you can come get supplies. When is the supply chain available to you? Now you check. Do I have a green light? Can I go get food right now? This is unthinkable previously. But now you're being trained to check. Can I, is now a good time? Can I go get food today or not? Yep, just check the map. Welcome to the Grand Solar Minimum. All right, so here is a media report that verifies what I've heard from contacts on the ground in Texas, that yes, that they were asked to boil their water, which of course puts additional strain on the power grid when everyone fires up their electric range to try and boil water so that they can get drinking water. You should have water supplies on hand at all times. And then again, a contact of mine said that the local Motel 8, which kept power, so if you were really cold, you maybe were thinking about going to a motel for the night. Yeah, the Motel 8 was charging $460 a night there in Tarrant County. And
inflation, man. In Tarrant County, that's the county that I'm in. Actually, I'm in Dallas County. All right, that's inflation, man. And look, again, man, just more plagues. Let me see. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For their wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in these things, in their which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cry unto me, and the souls of the just complain continuously, man. Let me see here. I want to say because of guess it's in another scripture, or I'm overlooking it. But I'm gonna continue to let the video play. It's actually a very good video, man. Man, I tell you, it's a lot here, y'all. It's a lot.
Austin, Tarrant County is Fort Worth, says the same thing, that Texas were complaining about possible, yes, definite price gouging at hotels during this winter storm. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a hotel room just to keep warm. The media, of course, has started to spin the narrative around this event, that just like with the fires in California that, oh, it's global warming that's causing this ridiculous cold storm. So here from the LA Times, Texas blackouts are showing that your power grid is not ready for climate change. Forbes also in this article today, are investors going to learn the right lesson from these Texas blackouts? Can we invest in microgrids and all the things we want to for Agenda 2030? Can we problem reaction solution our way in here, socially engineer you? Are the floggings working? The floggings will continue until you submit to our new normal, right? They actually say, quote, first of all, global warming should be called global weirding. The climate change is bringing more extreme weather of all types. Well, of course, that's what we've been saying about an extended solar minimum, is that you have more extreme climate conditions of all types, right? More extreme precipitative extremes, more extreme temperature extremes, and the hailstorms, the volcanic and seismic activity. So they're just describing basically what we would expect to be experiencing given the solar activity right now. But of course, blaming it on you, blaming it on CalFarts, so we can further push the agenda down your throat to make sure that we're all clear that this is what has happened every other time that the sun has been dropping off into a solar minimum. I want to make sure to arm you with this page, which you can find at iceagefarmer.com/history, which takes you through the last few times this has happened. You can read all about Lewis and Clark making their way across North America and encountering ridiculously, minus 50, minus 60 degree temperatures, extreme hailstorms that killed people. You can hear about John Adams and Thomas Jefferson talking about the ground freezing to a depth of 2 feet. Yes, it's not unprecedented, as all of the media reports would have you think. This has happened before, and it has happened exactly during the Dalton minimum when the sun's output drops off, like we're currently experiencing right now. Again, it's not clear how many people have been affected yet by the blackouts. It is clear that there's been a tremendous amount of damage to water mains and municipal water supplies. We talked about the water treatment plant. That's why you have the boiling water advisory. So even though temperatures are expected to come back up, in fact, even in the 60s over the next few days, it's going to take some time to assess the damage as things thaw out. I've heard so much about people's swimming pools freezing over. There's going to be real problems with the water supply over the next few weeks. Stepping back again, I want to point out that, in fact, first, this piece from Kansas.
Yeah, man. And so this is just another video going into what if the this was the beginning of the day of the Lord. How many people will be ready, and how many people were caught off guard, man. All right. And this is Ezekiel 14, and I'll start at I really want to start at I'll start at 20 or 21. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh thy power, how much more when I send my fourscore judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword and the famine and the noisome beast and the pestilence to cut off man and beast. Salakia. Salakia, y'all. Yeah, man, what if this was judgment, what would you people do? All right. Because the prophets, the men of the Lord within the will of those men, I've told you that great judgment and distress is coming, man. And this is just a taste of it, man. And the people can't handle it. So, hey, man, this just was a quick video. I thought it was informative. And, man, I hope all brothers and sisters that are in this thing, man, I hope the Lord is keeps the hedge of protection over you, and and y'all stick it out, man. We don't understand, or we don't know what's next. All right. So this could just be a small minor bump in the road, man, or this could be beginning of something huge, man. All right, we never know, man, but we got to stay on our post or on our watch at all times, man. All right, Shalom.